Globalization. It's a word we hear everywhere, but what does it really mean? In essence, globalization refers to the increasing interconnectedness of our world. It's about the flow of people, goods, ideas, and information across borders, making the world feel smaller and more intertwined. For students of international relations, understanding globalization is paramount. It shapes the relationships between countries, influences the global economy, and impacts the very nature of conflict and cooperation. The forces of globalization have brought both immense opportunities and daunting challenges. On one hand, we see increased trade, technological advancements, and cultural exchange that benefit billions. On the other hand, globalization has been linked to rising inequality, environmental degradation, and the erosion of national sovereignty. To navigate this complex landscape, we must delve deeper into the causes and consequences of a world without borders. What has fueled this unprecedented interconnectedness? Three key drivers stand out: technology, trade, and cultural exchange. Technological advancements, particularly in communication and transportation, have shrunk time and distance. The Internet, for instance, has revolutionized how we communicate, share information, and conduct business, connecting people across continents in an instant. The rise of global trade is another pillar of globalization. Liberalized trade policies and the creation of international economic institutions like the World Trade Organization have fostered a surge in cross-border commerce. This has led to the integration of markets, with goods and services flowing freely across national boundaries. Finally, cultural exchange has played a crucial role in shaping our globalized world. The spread of ideas, values, and cultural products like music, film, and fashion has fostered a sense of shared experience. This cultural diffusion, while often enriching, has also sparked debates about cultural homogenization and the preservation of local identities. The fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989 marked the end of the Cold War, ushering in a new era in international relations. This period witnessed the triumph of liberal democracy and market capitalism, with the United States emerging as the sole superpower. The post-Cold War world was characterized by optimism about the spread of democracy and the emergence of a more peaceful and cooperative international order. The expansion of NATO and the European Union, coupled with the rise of international institutions, signaled a commitment to multilateralism and a rules-based system. However, this optimism was tempered by new challenges. The rise of ethnic conflicts, transnational terrorism, and the proliferation of weapons of mass destruction highlighted the evolving nature of security threats in a globalized world. Globalization has profoundly altered the nature of conflict and warfare. Traditional interstate wars, once the dominant feature of international relations, have become less frequent. Instead, we are witnessing a rise in intrastate conflicts, often fueled by ethnic tensions, religious extremism, or competition for resources. Furthermore, non-state actors, including terrorist organizations, criminal networks, and even hacktivist groups, have emerged as significant players on the world stage. These actors operate across borders, exploiting the interconnectedness of the globalized world to advance their agendas. The rise of cyber warfare further complicates the picture, with states and non-state actors alike capable of launching debilitating attacks on critical infrastructure and disrupting the very fabric of societies. Section 5. Globalization and cooperation, a more interconnected world. While globalization has presented new security challenges, it has also fostered unprecedented levels of cooperation. Faced with transnational threats like climate change, pandemics, and financial crises, states have realized the necessity of working together to find solutions. International organizations, from the United Nations to the World Health Organization, have become essential forums for dialogue, coordination, and collective action. The rise of global civil society, with non-governmental organizations and activists mobilizing across borders to address issues like human rights, poverty, and environmental protection, further underscores this trend. The Paris Agreement on climate change, for instance, stands as a testament to the potential for global cooperation, albeit fragile, in tackling shared challenges. However, the effectiveness of such multilateral efforts often hinges on the willingness of states to cede some degree of sovereignty and act in the global interest. Section 6. The state in a globalized world. Wither or adapt. The intensification of globalization has sparked intense debate about the future of the state. Some argue that globalization is leading to the withering of the state, eroding its power and relevance. They point to the growing influence of multinational corporations, the rise of supranational organizations, and the increasing porosity of borders as evidence of this trend. Others contend that the state remains the most important actor in international relations. While acknowledging the challenges posed by globalization, they argue that states retain significant power and are adapting to the new realities of a globalized world. They point to the enduring importance of national identity, the continued role of states in providing security and welfare, and their ability to regulate and shape the forces of globalization. Section 7. Challenges to sovereignty from above and below. The concept of state sovereignty, a cornerstone of international relations since the Treaty of Westphalia in 1648, faces challenges from both above and below in a globalized world. From above, states are confronted by the growing influence of international organizations and supranational entities like the European Union. These bodies, while often composed of sovereign states, can make decisions and enact regulations that limit the autonomy of individual member states. From below, states are challenged by the rise of subnational movements, separatist groups, and even cities and regions seeking greater autonomy or independence. The Scottish independence movement and the Catalan secessionist drive are but two examples of this phenomenon. The increasing interconnectedness of the world, coupled with the flow of people, ideas, and capital across borders, empowers these actors, challenging the traditional monopoly of states on power and authority. Section 8. The future of globalization, trends and uncertainties. Predicting the future of globalization is a complex endeavor. While the forces of interconnectedness are powerful, they are not deterministic. Several trends and uncertainties will shape the trajectory of globalization in the years to come. The rise of populism and nationalism in many parts of the world, fueled by economic anxieties, cultural anxieties, and a backlash against globalization itself, represents a significant countercurrent. Trade wars, the weakening of international institutions, and the resurgence of great power competition further add to the uncertainty. Moreover, technological advancements, while a driver of globalization, also present challenges. The rise of artificial intelligence, automation, and the changing nature of work raise questions about the future of jobs, inequality, and the social contract in a globalized world. Section 9. Conclusion: Navigating a complex world. Globalization is an ongoing process, a dynamic force shaping our world in profound ways. It presents both opportunities and challenges, requiring careful navigation and a nuanced understanding of its complexities. As students of international relations, it is our task to critically examine the forces of globalization, analyze their impact on states and societies, and explore ways to harness their potential while mitigating their risks. The future of the global order will depend on our ability to find a balance between the benefits and challenges of a more interconnected world, ensuring that globalization works for the benefit of all.